All right, guys, I finished this maybe 4 days ago. No, 3 days ago. And I've been sitting and ruminating on it and thinking about how I want to approach this spoiler-free review. And there is no way to not spoil this because it's a third book in the series. All I will say is that I loved it. I love this series. I think this is a fantastic young adult series. I want every person to read it. Fantastic. I love it. So now let's get into the spoilery part. If you haven't read it yet, click the like button and scroll away. Hopefully you'll start reading it soon. The ending. I think that's pretty, well, for starters, I found myself frustrated because like at the first part where I was like, what the heck is Bree's thought process? And then I remembered she's 16 and it makes total sense that there would be minimal thought process. And just the character arc for Bree is fantastic and I love it so much. I will say, as a Cell girly, it's very hard to watch her fall back in love with Nick, and we like Nick. There's nothing wrong with Nick. He's just not a half demon emo boy, and so therefore I love Cell. And the ending, I was like, I had no words. Literally, I was like, oh my, shot up in the middle of the night and went, what? I think that'll be very interesting. I think that depending on if they decide that they want to keep the cycle going or if they want to end the lines will dictate who Bree ends up with. And I also think that I wouldn't put it past Miss Deonn to end the lines completely, because this whole thing is about generational trauma and stopping stuff that causes, and stopping it in its tracks. And so I think if they collectively, the three of them, decide to end these cycles of violence against them, they will Bree will either A, end up with Nick, or B, they will all go their separate ways and live their own lives away from this big traumatic event. And take what they've learned from it. So I love Cell. I just want a happy ending for him. I don't care if he ends up with Bree. I just want a good ending, honestly. But yeah, I have so much more to say that I feel like TikTok video doesn't cover it, or doesn't give me time. But I appreciate that Tracy Deonn has written a story that deals with grief and loss and coming of age and ending cycles of abuse and trauma and all of that. So I loved it. I think it's fantastic. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.